Bradley Riches, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm really good. Welcome to Virgin Radio Pride. You're like a family member. You've got your own door pass and everything.
Yes, I got my own door pass. Feeling very, very lucky.
It's so good to meet you. I've got all the questions in all the world about Heartstopper, about your journey. But this is your show. So you come up with these tracks. 10 tracks. It's your My Pride playlist. I've got an actual person from Heartstopper here. This is amazing. Go on, what are we having first?
So my first one is Hot to Go.
Okay.
The reason for this is, so I'm currently in a musical and the dance captain, he absolutely adores this song, and we have this whole routine to this number, and it's like, wait, I'm gonna mess it up now. He's gonna be like, why did you mess it up? It's like, so we're like jogging on the spot. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, you can take it, have a go. I think I got the words wrong.
This is
but
good.
It's like that, and then like you have to do like squats while you're doing it.
Okay.
And it gets your arms moving, your legs moving. So yeah, this one's for him, I think.
What's the musical called? When's it on?
Baby's a musical. We've finished our first week. I've done 6 shows now, which is cool.
Amazing.
And it's on till, oh God, they're going to shoot me. I think it's like the 14th of July, 13th of July.
Let's just say the foreseeable future.
Yes,
Get
6
your
weeks. It's
tickets now.
6 weeks to run. Yeah, get them now before they're gone.
Your life must have, like we spoke about this recently, changed as soon as you got onto Heartstopper. You told me recently that obviously by the time you were in it, you knew what kind of impact it had.
Yeah, definitely.
So you must have been, tell me about how you got the first call to be on it.
It was kind of wild. It was so in season 1, I went to because they did like a big Twitter open audition, and then I was going up for the role of Charlie, who obviously Joe Locke plays, who's incredible, and yeah, I went for like 1 round, 2 rounds for that character, didn't get it, and then they asked me back for a one-liner, and I was like, oh, why not do a one-line, just to be seen, see what a set's like. And then when it got announced for season 2, a week before they started shooting, I got an email saying there's a new character in season 2. His name's James, and I didn't have an agent at this point. And then they were like, can you come in tomorrow for an audition? And then it was on Zoom because obviously COVID times. Did the audition, and then the next day I found out that I got the role, and it was like within 3 days it was like got the email to get in the role to being on set, and it was like, oh, okay, this is kind of wild. But yeah, I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was a very cool experience, very grateful for it.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? I've got loads more questions. Let's get into this next song, Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Oh, okay, yeah, Murder on the Dance Floor, and this is because this was my favourite day in Celebrity Big Brother house. It was the day where we were all police officers, and David and Zizi pulled my leg, and they actually made me the bad cop when I wasn't the bad cop. And yeah, they were just in front of my eyes, lying to my face, but it was a very, very fun day, and this is the song that woke us up in the morning.
Quick question about Celebrity Big Brother. Did you enjoy it? Is it tough? Were there days you just wanted to go home? There are 3 questions.
3 questions. Did I enjoy it? I loved it. Had the best time. Was it tough? Yeah, there was tough elements to it, I think. I mean, you're in a house with strangers. At the end of the day, they are strangers until you get to know them.
Yeah.
And then, what was the last one?
Would you advise people to go in there? Would you advise other celebrities to do it?
Yeah, I think if you trust yourself, yeah. I think if you're an art, oh no, I can't say art. I was like,
your show.
if you're not a very nice person, then maybe not.
So that's the thing. If you're not a very nice person, you think it would shine through.
Oh my God, yeah,
People
you can't be fake. Like, I think a lot of people that go, oh, they're playing up to the cameras, they're doing that. You can't fake it for 4 weeks. And
is there a risk though that you could potentially be storyboarded? Like if the director's got an idea of how that person wants you to look, or were you worried about that could potentially happen? Because it wasn't at all. You came across just like you. You're a lovely, beautiful person.
Yeah,
hello.
I don't. I don't think I was ever scared because it was like I trusted myself and I knew who I was as a person. I think. The only negative comments I would get is that maybe I was playing up for the cameras, but that is just me, and I do that down the street by myself. I do that in my bedroom. So yeah, I didn't have anything to worry about.
I love this My Pride playlist. Bradley Wishes with me. We're kind of like we're moving around. It's like a breaking news,
Yeah.
Some of these tracks have been replaced by other tracks. Are we keeping the third one as the third one, or it's your show?
Yes, I don't have a story behind this song, but I love it, and it's camp. It's Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter.
Would you say that this is the song of the summer?
I think, to be fair, when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, I'm not a fan of that. Like, not a fan of it, but I was like, oh, this it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Lol, tea. But then, as I played it more, I was like, no, this is good. And then when I saw her do it, I didn't see it live, but when I saw a video of her doing it live, I think it was BBC or something. I can't remember where she did it live.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, no, this is a good song. And I love her. I think she's so fun.
Now, you haven't got a story for this, but I'm going to ask you a question. Out of all the stuff that you've done, because you've done loads in just a compact amount of time.
Yeah.
What's your proudest moment so far?
Oh.
What are you most proud of achieving so far?
I think it's, you know what? I think it's when I actually got evicted from Big Brother. I think that was one of my proudest moments. I was like, I was so scared to go into this house full of strangers, and then and it was one of those moments that was like, that's why I didn't get upset. I wasn't like shocked that I was evicted. I was just like, I've just been so grateful for this experience, so grateful to meet all these people, so grateful to be like one of 10 who lived this moment. No one else lived it. And that was really proud moment. That's why I just felt I felt fulfilled, and I just walked out there with my head up high, and I was just like, I did that. And that was one of my proudest moments.
Good for you. You know what I want to ask you about? You know your book, A Different Kind of Superpower?
Yeah.
Tell me about that book and what you wanted to achieve, because I think you did something amazing by releasing it.
Yeah, I think what I wanted to achieve from that book is obviously a boy who has autism, who's growing up and trying to navigate the world. And I think all I wanted from that book is representation. I think positive representation about the neurodivergent community, about autistic people, and I think autistic people are not represented a lot in the media, and I wanted to create that for people growing up, and the response I had was just very overwhelming, very very beautiful actually. And I think that's another reason why I went on Big Brother as well, to be representation, to let people know that being different is something to be celebrated, not a negative. There shouldn't be a stigma around it. So a lot of my work, I do try and break stigmas, try and represent things, especially the queer community, the neurodivergent community. And bringing out that book was a very special moment. And
can I ask you about your journey? When you first realised that you were different in that way? When was that?
So I got diagnosed when I was 9. It was throughout the whole school, well, up to 9 years old. I didn't talk. I didn't use that as a form of communication. And I think obviously my parents were like, oh, there's obviously something different about him. And that's when I got diagnosed when I was 9. And then I went to drama group like a weekend. Well, it was on Wednesday night. And then my confidence started growing, and then I started like saying words like ABBA. I know camp ABBA. My sister's name's Amber, but I always used to be like, ABBA. And she was like, my name's Amber. But she was I said her name quite a lot. And then I got more confident. And then obviously when I started using words as a form of communication, I then obviously had a stammer because I never used that muscle. I never spoke. And then and I think acting was kind of like an escapism for me. It grew my confidence, and without it, I don't know who I would be, type thing. But that was my little journey.
It's amazing to ask you, and you very much use the situation that some people might say could hold you back. You've very much, by looking at this book, it's empowered you. You've said, look, this is me, it's actually a part of me, and almost like you're proud of it.
100%.
Which is great. It's a great attitude.
I don't think I never said I was autistic till I was 20. There's such like a negative thing around it, and it's just like, why? Like, it's a part of me, and I need to love every bit of me, otherwise I'm just going to be confused and upset for my whole life. So I am very proud of who I am.
Should we do another song?
Let's do it.
What are we doing? Come on.
This one is Padum Padum Kylie. Going back to the BB house, this was my eviction walkout. So this was like when in the Late and Live interview, obviously I walked out and it was a padum, and then I was
like cheering.
I know, I was like, love you.
Loved it. Lots of love.
Because it was nice because obviously it was Late and Live audience, so it wasn't as big of an audience because obviously I was backdoor evicted, but it was nice and they all stood up. It was really lovely, and very special moment, and Padum Padum is iconic as well, obviously.
Tell me about the big stars of Heartstopper, because you went in the second series. You must have spoken to those guys, Joe and Charlie, isn't it? About how their lives changed, because no one knew about Heartstopper. Suddenly it arrived, it dropped on Netflix, and everyone was like, oh my god, this is amazing. That summer it touched so many people. And so did you speak to them and say, guys, this is insane? Like, how did their lives change?
I think because obviously I had one line in season 1, and then I somehow got invited to the screening of it. I was like, this is random, kind of rogue. And then we're at the screening, and then after it, because I obviously I didn't read the whole script, I just read the scene I was in, because I didn't get sent the whole script, obviously, for season 1. And then I watched it, and I was just like, this is really, really special. And
you felt that immediately?
Yeah, from season 1, and we were all obviously having like drinks and stuff after, and it was like, this is like really cool, like this is, and then I felt like everyone after watching it was like, oh, maybe we've created something. And then to be back for season 2 was just like unheard of. I didn't think in any world that would have been.
Can you remember the moment when you thought, oh, that's good? You know, was there a certain scene or something you thought, oh, I love this? For me, it was like the animations. Yeah,
it was just like really special. It was like, I've never seen anything like this, and I think it's going to touch a lot of people, especially the queer community. I think this is. Yeah, it was kind of one of those moments. I was like, well, this is kind of like making me upset. And then also, because my line was on episode 8, I was just like really scared the whole time. Like, oh my God, my line's coming. I don't want everyone to look at me. No one looked at me. No one really cared. But it was like one of those moments like, oh my God. But yeah, it was just one of those moments. I think the moment I was like, no, this is really cool. When they held hands at this, the rugby match, and it was like, oh no, this has never been done like before. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful. Should we have another one of your tracks?
Let's do it. Well, this actually works perfectly actually with Heartstopper, because it's Cuff It Beyonce, and this is when we were filming season 2 in Paris.
Yes.
Me and some of the people, we went out into Paris, to see the nightlife as you do, and this song was like the top of the charts, Cuff It. And yeah, we were dancing in Paris, living our life. And yeah, this song reminds me of filming Heartstopper. So.
Okay, a couple of questions for you. Is it true that they basically shut down the Eiffel Tower in Paris for you guys to? That's a beautiful scene, because you're like you're 90 and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So yeah, that was a wild experience actually, because so you can't actually book. I found this out. You can't actually book the Eiffel Tower for filming during opening hours, because obviously they probably make so much money for people going up, like tourists going up and down. Yeah, so we had to do it, but you can book it pre-opening hours. So I think we were up the Eiffel Tower at like 4 a.m. or something ridiculous like that, and I was the clouds were like covering, you couldn't see a thing, and you're like, oh, this is really, really cold and really, really nice. It wasn't that cool, but then they edited it to make it look really sunny.
Yeah,
because obviously it was in the summer. But yeah, it was like crazy. Like we finished shooting, and then we were trying to get, because there's only one lift, the what's it called? Not catering lift, but it's something called like that.
Yeah.
Business lift or something. And we had to go through that one, because obviously all the other people were queuing up to go up it. So all these like restaurant people are like bringing up the food, bringing up the drink, and like there's like 30 of us trying to get into this lift. They're like, okay, 3 of you go now, and then you had to wait, and it was chaos.
See, it seems so showbiz.
Yeah,
you've given me the backstory to it.
Yeah, like,
but was it one of those moments you're pinching yourself because you're over there, you're filming this massive season, you've shut down Paris?
Yeah.
You must have thought, wow, I've arrived.
Oh my God, yeah. Like it was one of the minutes. Like it was just. Like, why am I on the Eiffel Tower filming? Like why are we running up and down the Eiffel Towers for a job? And then it was after the Eiffel Tower, and then we went down, and obviously we were up there for so long, and then I think the word kind of got out that we were the Heartstopper cast were up there, and as we came down, there was like this massive group of people waiting, and it was just like, I'm in Paris. Like I didn't know people would know like Heartstopper in Paris, but obviously it's worldwide.
It is worldwide, isn't it?
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's
like great. They got a massive fan base in Brazil, which is like on the other side of the world. It's crazy.
Yeah. And are you all mates? Do you all get on?
Yes.
What's it like?
We all do get along. It's like obviously all of us doing our own thing now, but we always message each other, see how everyone's doing. But everyone's so busy. But yeah, we all do stay in touch, and we all do see each other when we can. But yeah, we have that thing in common. It's like that. We created something beautiful, and we all do have that special connection, which is really nice.
Okay, Brady, if you don't want to answer the next question, then just introduce the next song. But I'm gonna just chuck it at you. What happens in season 3?
The next song I've chosen is Lady Marmalade from Moulin Rouge the musical. I don't really have a story about this, but I just love musicals.
Let's play it.
Yeah,
let's get on with it. By the way, congratulations on your new show.
Thank you.
1 p.m. on a Saturday, isn't it? 1 till 2?
Yes, 1 till 2.
Which is amazing. And you said by the end of this Pride season, you want to be a fully fledged radio presenter, which you're there already. You're doing great.
We're getting there. You
enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's a whole new concept, whole new thing, and yeah, I'm just getting my teeth into it. Get my teeth into it and just going for it.
Okay, now you got ABBA on the next song, Mamma Mia. You said one of your first words was ABBA.
ABBA,
so
yeah.
Is it right that you didn't speak until you were how old?
9, 10.
Right.
I don't know exactly. I think it's around when I was 10 years old.
Okay, but ABBA was one of your first words, and I love that.
Yes. My sister, well, her name's Amber, but ABBA is just, it sounds cool now to think about it.
I must ask you though, because like ABBA are multi-generational, and like, you know, people my age have gone to this show, you know, the Voyage thing, and they love it. But also when you go to like Mamma Mia, there's so many young people in the audience equally loving it. What do they mean to you?
I think they mean a lot. I think you hear them in every day. Do you get what I mean? Like you go to a bottomless brunch and you hear ABBA, and I think a lot of the time it is. ABBA to me, I think, is like celebration. So I think of Christmas time or New Year's Eve, and like you're with your family and they're like, oh, whack some ABBA on, you whack the ABBA on, and you're just all dancing together having a good time. And I think ABBA is just celebration. I think they're amazing. I think they're great fun.
And why this particular song? Because there's so many of them to choose from.
That's very true. I think this song is actually, it's one of mine and my friends, as I said, bottomless brunch. Mine and my friends, this is the one that always gets us, and we're like, living our lives, gimme. Yeah, it's bottomless brunch vibes.
All right,
basically.
where's the best bottomless brunch? Come on, let's have a Heartstopper insider.
No.
You know you're going to tell me, and there's going to be thousands of people outside.
I know. Well, if I get a free bottomless brunch, I'll say it. To be fair, one that I've actually really enjoyed is we went for my friend's birthday, which is this song, Dirty Martini.
Ooh.
In Covent Garden. It's quite nice, but they don't do enough food. I'm a big eater, and like a little burger is not good enough for me. I need like a big meal.
I always panic with bottomless brunches because I always find like by 2 p.m. I'm like, oh, I've drunk too much now.
Yeah,
and
where's
then
the food?
Where's the rest of the day going to go? And but you know, they're good things. Aren't they?
Yes.
Bottomless brunch and a theatre show, perfect Saturday.
Oh my god, yes, definitely. I actually, this is really weird. Actually, I did bottomless brunch into ABBA Mania, which is like a tribute act of ABBA, and that was a different story, that one.
We're hurtling through your My Prayer playlist.
Yes.
What I know this is a big question. What would you like to see next? Obviously, Heartstopper season 3 out in October. You made it blatantly clear you're not going to tell me anything about it. It's fine. But you know, is there going to be a season 4? Would there be a movie of it? What would you like to see? How would you like to see your career progress?
I think what I'm doing, I'm really enjoying, like just trying new things, doing new things. I definitely want to. Hopefully there's more life to Heartstopper. That'd be amazing. Hopefully there's other acting things that come along. But yeah, I think what I'm doing, I'm really enjoying, and I'm just living the moment. I would love to write more books as well. That's another one. That's on my to-do list this year. I want to.
Any ideas? Could you give me any ideas on possible themes?
I think where the book that I wrote now, I want to do like another one of him growing up, and then it's like a series as such of that character. I'd love to do that, and I'd love to do some like self-help books. Like I wrote some bits down about being neurodivergent at university, and like different things that can help you like work out, because I think university, there's such a thing about, you know, social life and going out drinking or going for food with friends, and I think a lot of the time it can be overwhelming and then you get burnt out. So yeah, I definitely would like to write more like self-help books as well, which would be really cool.
I've got a question for them. There will be people listening to us who probably are identifying with who you are and what you've spoken about on multiple levels. It could be, you know, the gay issue, and it could be the autism. So if somebody's thinking, I think I'm affected by, but say the autism, what kind of advice would you give? What's the first thing that you should do if you think you're different or you're struggling to keep up with friends, family, other people?
I think a lot of the time, being neurodivergent, there's obviously like a pressure of you understanding yourself, because you want to understand everything about you because no one else understands you. Like a lot of the time, I think growing up, it was more me explaining myself to other people than to me actually knowing myself. And I think also being neurodivergent, you want to understand yourself as quickly as possible. But I think the best thing now is like, I've had 10 years now to understand why I do certain things, why I react in certain ways, and I think just time is the best thing. Like I think people who aren't autistic, they don't know themselves like straight away. Like I think they have time to grow up and understand themselves in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I think the biggest advice, I would say time, because there's always such a pressure to know yourself, know every single thing about yourself, and it's not humanly possible. So yeah, give time to yourself.
Okay, wonderful answer. Now, should we do another song?
Yes, this is actually
big moment.
Yeah, this is a big moment. This is Hot Dad from Babies the Musical, which is at the Other Palace, starring me right now.
Yes. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, so it's obviously a group of year 11 students. It zooms into 9 of them, and they're all looking after these fake baby robot simulators as a sex ed project. And I think the beauty of the story, I think a lot of people go into it not knowing obviously what the hell's going to go on, but the babies is like, that's like the concept of it, but there's so much under the current that's going on. Like, people are finding out their sexuality, their gender, their family issues, their friendships, their parents. Like, there's so much things going on that are just so real and so representational of the year 11s that I was and other people
just
are now.
Remind me, because I'm very old, how old is year 11? Year 11
is 15 and 16.
Okay, so that would have been like 4th or 5th year when I was at school.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing.
16, yeah.
Are you enjoying it? You look like you're really enjoying
Oh my God, loving
musical.
it. So much fun, yeah. Just good vibes. Music is to die for, and and I think the reaction, because it's a new musical, you never know what the reception's going to be like, but the reception's been incredible, and very grateful and loving every moment.
And introduce this song again. What is it?
This is Hot Dad. So this is the four people who sing Hot Dad because they feel like a hot dad looking after their babies, basically. This is Hot Dad from Babies the Musical.
Excellent. Listen, so I spoke to you last week about this. My reaction when I first saw Heartstopper, and it was really emotional. I just thought, oh, if only I'd had this.
Yeah.
You know, like sort of school, when you're called names, you've had a dark day and you're being bullied and all that stuff. You know, there was nothing to watch apart from the odd Madonna video when I was growing up. As if I'd had this, it would have been like, look, there are people around. That was my reaction.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the other reactions that you must get people all the time saying great stuff about Heartstopper.
Oh my God,
Tell me about that, how that season has changed people's lives.
Yeah, I think obviously a lot of queer series are usually based around maybe like 18-year-olds or maybe a bit older, and there's always like obviously a dark theme to a lot of them. And I think what Heartstopper does so well is they're younger and it's so positive, and it's just like, be who you want to be. Like, even like when the bully comes in and he does his scenes and stuff like that, like the response of the main characters is just like, ignore him, let's keep going, we've got each other. And I think that positive, it just allows people to feel like they can be themselves and not feel shame and not feel scared about it. It's a positive representation of the queer community, especially younger people, and I think it's a really beautiful and so grateful to be a part of it as well.
And the other really good thing is, I just suddenly thought of this, the whole gay issue isn't the big issue, because you think of like the characters and you think about their expressions and their personalities and what they're into and who they're friends, and the gay thing's kind of maybe about 4 or 5 down the level of listings and stuff, which is great.
No, definitely, 100%.
It normalises
just being you, which is really amazing.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done very, very well. We're very proud of you. What should we go for next?
I'm
coming out.
Yes, I'm coming out.
Okay.
And this is a song. My sister, when I came out, my sister would always sing it to me just as a joke. This is I'm Coming Out.
And how was your coming out experience? And how did it happen? Do you mind telling me?
Yeah, I think. I'm an open book, as some may say. I think there's such I was so ashamed of loving who I love, and I knew my family would have accepted me. I know they're very loving, and I think there's such a thing around it, isn't there? Just coming out and being like, you feel so ashamed about it. And then so it was really hard coming out, and I didn't come out to my parents till I think I was like 19. And then I finally did come out to them, and there was just a weight off the shoulder. It was just like, this is me. And it was very difficult, very hard, but they were obviously very accepting and very grateful.
Did it go okay?
Yeah, it went really well.
Great.
I think a lot of the time I was playing it on my mind, and I think because I knew for so long as well, it was on my mind for so long, and then it got worse and worse, and then my mental health kind of like down spiraled, as some may say. But and once it happened, I was just like, this is me. And
the other thing, because it's very personal, isn't it? You're telling somebody something about, it represents everything, your private thoughts, who you fancy,
definitely,
so it's a difficult situation. What would you say to someone who hasn't come out and they're listening?
I think I always get asked this, actually, and I think I said this about being autistic. I think if you don't owe coming out to anyone, really. Like if I came to my parents and was like, oh, this is my boyfriend, that's fine. That's me coming. Coming out is such a weird concept, though, isn't it? But yeah, I think
we're all different. We've all got different ways, and sometimes it just happens. Doesn't it?
Definitely.
Like my parents came to me about it.
Yeah,
I thought, thank God for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think everyone's different. I think I think you don't owe it to anyone. No one should ever be like forced to come out. And I think it's just when you feel confident, when you feel comfortable. Like even I came out to my friends when I was like 18, maybe 17. And then that was like a stepping stone. And then I came out to my sister, then I came out to my parents. Then it was like a stepping stone. It was like, oh, they've accepted me. Maybe this isn't as bad as I thought. And you got unconditional love, which is I'm very grateful for.
I'm so glad it's all worked out. It's great. And thank you so much for doing this.
No, thank you.
So let's just recap. Your show is every Saturday.
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 to 2.
1 to 2.
Bradley Wishes on Virgin Radio Pride. You've got one more song. Check me out being so hard on you.
One more song.
Go on.
Okay. Well, this is actually, so I'm going to do Foundations by Kate. And I met Kate. We did Sunday brunch together. I don't remember what Sunday it was, a couple of Sundays. No, I think it was just last Sunday. And I was a bit starstruck because Foundations is one of me and my girl's favourite song, you know.
Yeah.
We're in the bar, we're listening, and it's one of those that you shout in each other's face for no reason. But it's a gay icon, I think she is, and it's an amazing song.
Can I chuck one more question at you just as we go into this? What does Pride, obviously, Pride 2024, we're on Virgin Radio Pride together. It's a wonderful thing. But what does Pride on a bigger scale, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I think Pride for me is like celebrating everyone, because celebrating the whole community, like how far, celebrating the people before us who helped us with the movements, celebrating the people now, celebrating my friends, celebrating me, how far I've come. I think it's just a celebration, I think, and also like a reflection as well about the history with Pride. And I think it's just it's a celebration of being us and being proud of who we are. And that's what Pride means to me.
Lovely to meet you. Great to be working alongside you as well.
Thank you.
Bradley, thank you so much. Your final track is Kate Nash. Should we do it?
Yes, let's do it. Let's go.